Foss, did you learn anything new, or did they surprise you in any way on Sunday?
No, they've been playing in that way for a while, but I think what you saw is that they're in a rich vein of form. You know, that's the best I've seen them play for a while, and to go to the Stade de France and score 4, you know, and for, as you know, you were there yourself for 60, 70 minutes until the changes were made. You know, they were comfortable, you know, and it could have been 6 or 7. So, you know, we're under no illusions, you know, how difficult it's going to be, the quality that they've got. But what you want when you go and watch a live game like that is just the little details, the little finer details that will help in our preparation. You know, just 1 or 2 things that will, you know, we feel when we haven't got the ball that we can be extra prepared, and when we've got it, 1 or 2 things that we think can help us and work in our favour.
Would you accept that their midfield in particular is so much bigger, maybe more powerful than Wales's, and how do you hope to cope with that?
Well, it's such a powerful team anyway. I don't think there's any other club team or national team in the world that has a centre-back marking on the edge of the box on defensive corners, because they've got such height and such power in the air, as Belgium do. You know, they put a centre-back on the edge of the box because they've got such power. So, you know, that just shows, you know, what they've got in terms of an aerial threat for a start and in terms of their power. But you're right, that's the one thing they've changed in the last 3 games, is that midfield dynamic. And whether they'll stay with that, you know, with Witsel, Fellaini and Nainggolan in there, or whether De Bruyne comes back as a 10, remains to be seen. But, you know, we're aware of that. We've got to deal with that, you know, but the best way of doing that is to keep the ball, and we know how important that is to us, because that's something that's ingrained in the players now. And, you know, we've improved in this campaign from game to game. We've got targets, you know, we're organised, players know what we're looking to achieve in games, and they're meeting those targets, and certainly looking after the ball will be one of the main things for us on Friday.
Can you see weaknesses there? I mean, no team has got no weakness, have they? I mean, everyone has got some sort of...
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, when they go forward, you know, they're quite awesome, really, in terms of what they've got going forward. But at the same time, they did concede 3. So there's a question mark there. I mean, you know, from our viewpoint, you know, we've played the first 5 games, you'll all be aware, with 5 different systems. We've played in many different ways. So, you know, but every time we've played them, we've played in the same way, and it's worked. So, you know, we're aware of their strengths, but at the same time we're aware of what we can do when we've got the ball, and therefore we'll highlight those. And we didn't quite capitalise on those in the game away a few months ago, but if we can just have that extra bit of quality when we in transitions, then I think there's hope that we can, you know, we can cause them some problems for sure.
Last couple from me. Chris Coleman, how has he, you've been as close to him as anyone. It's interesting the reaction he now gets from the punters wanting his autograph. I mean, as you know, maybe a year or 2 ago it would have been totally different. What has he done, and how has he changed, and what drives him? Well,
you know, we know what football's like, you know, and it's all governed by results. But, you know, for us, it has to be more than that. It has to be about the preparations. It's about embedding a style of play and a philosophy that's grown for the last 4 or 5 years since we've been involved, and since Chris has come in. He's been the leader, you know, and everybody's followed, and he's tweaked it. But what's great about it is that we've got a spirit amongst the camp. The team behind the team, as well as the team on the pitch, that really want to pull together, and he creates that environment. That's what a good leader does. And without doubt, you know, when he came in, it was the most horrendous, you know, time to take over, you know, and the way that he's turned it round and galvanised everybody, and built a nation's hopes, you know, all credit to him.
And Thierry Henry, as you know, said the success that Wales have had, thanks to yourself and people like Chris Coleman, is that a nation now believes. How much is he responsible for that?
very much so. As I say, as the leader, he creates that environment. He allows the players to go and express themselves, but at the same time, you know, we take great credit so far in how we've defended and how we've been without the ball. You know, we've not conceded a goal from open play yet. That was one of our targets coming in. We knew, you know, that we had to improve certain aspects of our game, you know, and that's given us a foundation. You know, it's the first time I've been involved, third campaign I've been involved in, but it's the first time we're entering the second half of the campaign with a chance. So he has risen people's hopes, you know, and that's all we've done. We're aware of that. All we've done is raised hopes, you know, and we want to certainly turn that into reality. And to do that, we've got to keep working hard, keep building on the foundation that's been put in place. But at the same time, he makes sure that everybody's grounded and makes sure that everyone is fully aware that all the hard work is ahead of us.
Until I heard your assessment of Belgium, I was all optimistic. You've got to be worried about it. is that all part of the approach, keeping everyone on a level, keeping everybody grounded, not getting carried away with the first half of the campaign?
Yeah, we've come into this campaign looking up. You know, we were the 5th seed coming in, and we'll continue to do that until the campaign is over. We'll keep wanting to climb, keep wanting to strive to do better, and knowing that, you know, we've achieved nothing, and this team can, you know, like others, could go into the history books not having qualified, you know, but there's a determination amongst the group to do something special here. And all we've done so far is give ourselves a chance, you know, and as I've said, just raise hopes, you know, for everybody, and everybody has begun to believe, but we can't get carried away with that. We know, you know, history tells us also that in the second game against teams, we're playing against top managers, top coaches that will be better prepared against us in the second game in this campaign. So we know all the hard work is there again. We can't repeat what we've done in the first 5 games because teams will be prepared against us. So we've got to keep asking questions, keep creating problems that opposing managers and opposing teams have got to deal with, but at the same time make sure that we're still looking upwards and want to keep climbing, and we'll see where that takes us by the end of the campaign.
The sellout crowd and the obvious expectation from the public which comes with the results you've had, there's a balance, isn't there? I think you need to find between playing on that but then not letting that supersede.
Oh, for sure, we embrace the expectations, we embrace the hopes, you know, and obviously we embrace the fact that we're filling the stadium so rapidly before the games are played. We've worked hard, and the players in particular have worked hard to create that sort of environment, if you like. Now, we don't want to disappoint now that we've created it. We want, you know, longevity in what we're doing. We don't want this to be one in a decade. You know, that's why last week we had the 4 young players in, Tyler Roberts, Gethin Jones, Declan John, Wes Burns. We're in with the squad because we're preparing for the future also. The present is key, and we don't take our eye off that. But at the same time, we've got to make sure that this isn't a one-off and it all goes quiet for another 10 years. So that's part of what we're implementing. And that's why we're doing such things as we did last week with the younger players, you know, and getting them into this group of players already. So when they are coming into this squad and selected on merit, their transition into the squad will be a lot easier, a lot smoother, and they'll be able to bed in a lot quicker. So, you know, we want this to be something that, but at the same time, you know we've not achieved anything yet. You know, all we've done is give ourselves a chance. And in the last, I can only speak from my experience, the last couple, for different reasons, you know, very different reasons, we weren't in a situation where we're going into the second half of the campaign with a chance whatsoever. We've got a chance this time, but we know, you know, the hard work is all in front of us.
No friendly, of course, in this camp. From a coaching perspective, how's that changed and benefited you this week?
Yeah, we decided that, you know, we discussed at length as a technical staff what would be best for us, and given the scenario with so many players not having played for 4 or 5 weeks, to then go and play 90 minutes on the back of 4 days, you know, was going to be a risk. You know, so we made the decision that we were going to be better off controlling the players' time on the pitch by having our own inter-squad game. And that worked well. We were really pleased with it in terms of what we wanted to do. We could also control the opposition, if you like, in the inter-squad to mirror, as opposed to perhaps play a different team that wasn't really going to mirror what we were going to come up against anyway. So in our terms of thinking, it was the right way to prepare for this game. I mean, time will tell, but you know, I saw a few of the friendlies of the weekend, and you know, our inter-squad game was more competitive for sure.